Welcome to your magical moon message. This is the peace dealer. The moon is in Virgo, the sun is in Pisces, and this is the total game changer that is going to change your entire existence. Not so much your life. That's Sagittarius. We get existential after the philosophical Sagittarian clusterfuck of ideas and philosophies and beliefs. But Pisces is mainly beliefs. So your entire belief around your entire existence, including every single one of your lifetimes, is not only changing, as the only constant in life is change, but now your understanding of these metaphysical and more ideological beliefs around all of this are super real. Super real meaning you're right now, as you watch this, experiencing this change complete itself in your receptivity to, are you ready? How, Virgo, how this actually changes your immediate environment socially. And so your inner world is now changing externally and matching or not matching, so that any unalignment or any misalignment can be aligned. So I don't know what else to tell you, because this experience will show you better than it tells you. This is the height of magic that you are harvesting for the next week, coming into the moon in Sagittarius. When the moon is in Libra, the sun's going to be in Aries, and it's wartime. I mean, it's go time. And Mars and Venus is still in Aquarius, so you're taking action with the squad. Whether you're aware of this or not, you're moving integrated as a team or as a collective, where certain people across the country may take action mirroring the action you take, and you may more be aware of this than ever. But the focus of this moon here is the total game changer, total now taking into account the total completion and 180-degree opposition of the moon to the sun, where we initiated the seeds grown in the new moon 2 weeks ago with the new belief that you understood the truth of a week later, where the seeds grew past the dirt, and now we're harvesting. So what are you harvesting? Motherfucking magic, bitches. This shit is lit. Let me tell you something. The way you do everything moving forward will never be the same. You're fundamentally changing how you even believe in yourself and everything that's been revealed, because you have thus effectively completed with everybody the synchronization process. And if you don't believe me, the synchronization process between your soul and spirit, and then your soul with the collective unconscious and oversouls around you. Go back to 2012. Certain things that you were taking baby steps to learn, you're doing in your sleep now. Unconsciously, this level of synchronization, you're going to take action to identify and manifest the value of over the next 2 months. And so, with that said, the moon in Virgo is opposing Jupiter in Pisces and Neptune in Pisces, also harvesting the fantastical, fantasy, imaginary, unreal element of supernatural, metaphysical experiences and phenomena that the moon in Virgo will actually remind you is realer than this physical, material projection of this 3D hologram off a 2D structure. The matter that's projected through energy, condensed, you're going to gain more of a real understanding of this than ever. Let me rephrase that. That was a lie. You're not going to. You are currently gaining a real Virgo understanding moon of all this. Sun in Pisces, Saturn in Aquarius. So the knowledge of this is transcendent, in that out of this world you're channeling cosmic knowledge that, relative to previous cycles, completes the understanding of all this as it pertains to your place within galaxies and superclusters and the entirety of the universe. But see, some of you don't believe in your soul essence. Some of you don't believe you have a soul essence. Some of you say you're spiritual and you believe in spirits, but you act as if you don't have a soul and you're just a human person. So you're connecting with people from different lifetimes and incarnations, and you're not showing up correctly to them because you're not showing up as you truly are. You're still showing up as this stupid 3D world representation that fake science and society, the shadow society, has kind of influenced you to personify with. But you're a soul having a human experience. You're not some flesh puppet that, it just biodegrades into matter when you die, and you don't go anywhere after you die. You have a south node, you have a north node. You literally have a soul mission. After this lifetime, you're going to the next life, north node, and you have a south node. You came here from somewhere. Now, that's not popular to express, and there's experts and authority figures who scoff at people who speak like this but offer no shred of evidence to kind of debunk that. So like, if you don't want to believe that, it's cool. No one has a gun to your face, but like, this is what experiences are showing up to you as. When people say that there's a divide in the community and consciously, where people split into the 5D and people stay in the 3D, what they're really saying is you have people who are going to decide and choose. Freedom is a choice. Ascension is a choice. Awakening is a choice. So you're going to have people who will decide to believe in themselves and apply that, because it's not enough to just believe in yourself. You have to actually apply that in action, and those actions define your identity. And so your belief in yourself is literally ascending you to a new supernatural nature of reality that we could akin to a smartphone that lets you do all sorts of supernatural shit. You're going to have a lot of people who are just not going to believe. You're going to have a lot of people who project their insecurity, their inferiority, and their disbelief on you, because you believing in yourself is invisible. Neptune and Pisces is invisible. So that belief is going to have you see synchronicities they don't see, because whereas you're all seeing the same thing, their mind is filtering out all sorts of bullshit, rhetoric, toxic negativity, pessimism that actually has nothing to do with the reality of the moment, and actually dismisses the supernatural that is within the mundane. Like those children playing over there. You see those children playing in this park? That's the most supernatural thing I'm walking through right now. But to the uninitiated, that's just children playing in the park. And you don't realize it's a myriad of spirits actually co-creating a mass social experience in a social environment. It's the epitome of magic. And Moon Virgo is going to teach you how to see these things, how to believe in these things, how to integrate these moments holistically into your environment, because nothing is random. And the fact that you're even watching this right now is just one part of the cog in the wheel that connects everything that is. Even these two birds that flew past me. The key thing here is not everyone is going to believe, and those who don't believe open up a shadow with which higher forces can now, in their unconscious state of denial of self, of their own super self, because everyone has an ability. The people who don't believe in it are opening themselves up to be used by negative forces. And this is an explanation of that split without what other people do. And I don't want to say that I'm better than other people when I use this attitude, but other people put this attitude that they're better than other people, like, oh, the muggles aren't going to make it to the higher 5D reality. It has nothing to do with being better or worse than these people. Some people deliberately choose to stay there too, because that's just what they chose. Like, everything's really objective here. So it's not about, oh, these people are more spiritual so that they split into a higher timeline. The timeline split is real. It's just more of a decision. It's not that anyone is more spiritual or less than the other. It's that you have a group of people who have done the work. We're not going to even say spiritual work. They've done the work on themselves to enhance their consciousness and their ability to process and integrate this phenomena supernaturally into their reality. They believe in themselves. They've manifested abilities. They've practiced those abilities. They practice it with other people. You know what I'm saying? This is the culmination of that. You're breaking through. You're stepping into a higher timeline. You're stepping in significantly to a upgraded Jupiter Pisces experience transcendently that literally steps you into the next level of intuitive receptivity and supernatural expression of superpowers and magical abilities that you have been taught your entire life was bullshit, because the overlords, the principalities, the Luciferian doctrine and insight and influence meant to dumb you down and make you believe that all this shit is bullshit, because the greatest trick trick the devil ever pulled was to convince you he doesn't exist. And this video isn't about to demonize the devil, but just the concept of higher forces that are evil as fuck and pimp on the fact that you don't believe it to complexly gaslight you and dumb down in humanity to make them feel that you don't have supernatural abilities that aren't even really abilities, but as mundane as breathing. And if you think that most people can't even breathe properly, myself included with this run-on sentence, then it'll make a lot of sense why the finesses happen. You're stepping into a cycle, because once we're in Aries season, we're clapping back. Like, we ride at dawn, bitches. Like, all these unseen influences, you've awakened abilities to where you cast them out, you stand firm in your own sacred spirituality meaning your authenticity and the integrity of your identity that doesn't falter if a whole collective decides to cancel you and you change up because you're scared. This is for the people who believe in themselves. This is for the people who see through the psyops and the deception. 2020 and 2021 easily proved which of you will stand for yourself and your beliefs and which of you will fold under pressure. And that's it. Everything is happening now. So all the excuses people made, it's catching up for them. All the decisions others of you made to actually stay firm is catching up to you too. And when I say happening, I mean mutable. And everything over the rest of the Pisces season that's meant to happen is going to happen as Jupiter finishes out of Pisces and you immediately start taking action in the beginning of next week. So monumental. So that being said, the supernatural essence of this understanding is brought towards you by Windows, fuck it, or iOS system, fuck it, and my favorite app, I don't give a fuck, and you can suck my motherfucking dick if you think I give a single fuck about your bullshit. That is one of the most popular apps right now in this new system, and you're adding on to this. For those of you who've jailbroken the narratives you're being forced and shoved down your throat, it is what it is though, because once again, there's a deeper sense of authenticity breaking through that allows you to reinvent the new you. New year, new me, y'all. That's about to be me this Aries season. But it's just very awesome because what you're harvesting is a real understanding of metaphysical concepts you can begin to integrate with in your society. So things that you've been believing about yourself and experience over the past 2 weeks, you're going to start seeing it in real life. Like, oh shit, okay, that person really is an angel master. I can go to them for the angel connects. Like fantasy-esque elements aren't fantasy anymore because you're seeing them in your real life as you always have. And it's keying you into the spiritual warfare that's occurring. You have to be very careful. You can no longer compromise with people who try and act like you're doing this weird spiritual shit because they're a target. Like when you're around people who are in denial of themselves, they're dangerous to be around because they're sleeper cell agents. The whole purpose of awakening to your spirituality isn't to be some super divine guru. It's to protect you from forces that if you don't know yourself, they can deceive you. If you don't know your thoughts, you can allow yourself to be controlled. The whole purpose of awakening these powers is not so that we can just have fun and manifest prosperity. This is for a spiritual war. You all have a mission that your abilities you need to accomplish, and you need this for defense. If you don't awaken, you're gonna die. That's Pluto Capricorn. And think about that. Think about the last 2 years, everyone who has passed, everyone who's gotten caught up, and what that has to do with the lack of integrity of following their path outside of those who it was just their time and they're meant to go. It's not a fucking game. It's not a fucking game. We finished the first round. We're getting ready to step into the literal beginning of the end of the world. And so this message mainly is for those of you who, peep game, you know what time it is. Let this be a message of encouragement. You're leveling the fuck up. This is going to be some of the most integrative change of your whole life. And you're going to come into real practical insight of how to fully ground this transcendent belief in your techniques, where you end and harvest this throughout this week in a magical technique. If you're a ninja, you're perfecting a new jutsu. This is like Naruto using Rasengan for the first time before his identity gets connected with the Rasengan, right? Once we're in Aries season, this is when he spams that move over and over. And now Aries season, his identity starts to get attached to that and the shadow clone jutsu. This is you fully mastering this technique because you're using it in the context of a social environment where it's real. So enjoy this breakthrough, because Today and tomorrow is going to be the game changer that totally transforms how you fully integrate the 20 plus years of awakening into your reality. God motherfucking speed. Godspeed. Peace.